Hello everyone, I'm glad to see you here, and in today's video I would like to explain a little bit what's going on. And I know that I've been messing a little bit around with those challenges and the video part, but I think that's just because that I feel that something is not clicking, because I try to understand, but when you first start, when you try to go forward, you feel that sometimes you get lost, and that's totally fine, because that's something that gives you later your what I mean that later you will get all your answers, but once you go on. And that's why what I'm doing here, I'm trying to record the videos, I'm trying to move on, even though I again mess around and sometimes I fail, but still I'm willing to move on, because that's the only way to get my answers. And I really want to go on such videos in a vertical format, in a long format, but I do believe that it's not going to be every single day, because that's a little bit tricky. And I should be working right now, but I'm willing to record this video. And the idea is that sometimes we are limited in time, and that's totally fine. But once we want to do something, we are doing this. Like, I'm here instead of working, but definitely I'll go back working after recording this video. So the idea that I am willing to move on to record such videos, and in today's video I really wanted to share a little bit of my insight that I came recently. And I see that, I believe maybe that's something that we all struggle with, because first I wasn't paying too much attention to that, but now I realize that that's something that is really changing the way in everything, the way you do everything. The idea is recording videos, and it's not about posting a video, it's just about recording ones. Because I see, when I go back in time right now, for example with my English practice or with my Spanish, with sports as well, I noticed that I wasn't recording as much as I could, because there was one obstacle, and the obstacle is, I don't know, maybe that's perfectionism, maybe that's social media, maybe that's just the demand, or the society created, that we always should be, I don't know, somehow good, somehow already with some knowledge. And when you start, you definitely have no knowledge, you definitely don't know what you're doing. Like, with my videos, I'm just doing, but I am trying to figure out the answers. And that's what I see back then with English. I was trying to record some videos, but I really forbidden myself doing that, because I was not good enough. I realized that I didn't want to go through this journey. I already wanted to know English, and I expected me to know English back then. The same happened with Spanish, actually. I remember when I first started, I didn't want to go through this journey. I already wanted to cut this path and get exactly to the point of knowing Spanish, speaking Spanish, But the idea is, it doesn't work like this. It never works like this. And I believe that maybe the pressure of me being perfect at the beginning, or wanting me to be perfect at the beginning, maybe that's the social media we, I don't know, scroll, we watch, because they already are, I don't know, in some kind of perfect, they already know something. And you just look at them, and then you realize that your point A is far away, and you just don't want to accept this. That's what happened in my case, because back then I was not thinking about documenting my path, my journey, the way it was just the beginning part. Okay, I know nothing. Okay, I feel, I don't know, strange. I feel cringe. I am not knowledgeable at that time, but I was not really letting me be such a person, because I remember it's funny just to recall right now, because I do remember me recording video and audio messages in Spanish but practicing or pre-practicing, I don't know, 20 times before recording, and I was really writing down scripts. So it was something that it was not documenting the journey, it was just preparing for something, like you're gonna be I don't know, voted for something, that you are gonna get a mark, like you're at school, you already try to, I don't know, be prepared and everything, but then you realize that it's not exactly like it creates pressure, to be honest. It creates pressure, stress, because you don't accept who you are at that moment, and you already try to record and be perfect, or be that like somebody who has already the knowledge. And in my case, it really sounds fun, because it happened with yoga too back then, because you see, my attention, my focus was on being perfect that moment, or not perfect, but already with some kind of a knowledge. And I now see that I just needed to shift this piece of attention into something very different, just documenting, with no judgment, with no thoughts of, wow, you're not good, oh my goodness, that's the way you're saying, that's the way you're learning, how slow, or something like this. It's more about just documenting every single day, every your fail, because then you can really go back in time. If you have your videos, you can literally go back in time and see how far you've already come. Because I don't know, I can count on my fingers videos in English back then, when I was 15 years old, when I was 17 even years old, or even 20, because I never accepted. I'm telling you the truth, I never accepted. And I think that was my biggest mistake, because I was not trying to be, during this journey, to be present. No, I wanted always to cut this way and just jump to the result. And I noticed it's not only according to my experience, as I teaching different people English, I see that they want like the same thing. They want just to jump over this path, they just want to get the result they want, and that's it. But the idea is that the journey is our experience, the journey is our confidence in ourselves, that if we can do this, then maybe, or maybe surely, I don't know, it depends on your journey, you can do something more in future, maybe in different sphere, right? And that's what I see right now. Because first, when I started like learning English, I felt like maybe I'll never manage to be perfect in English. Maybe that's something difficult and something long that takes years and years and decades, I would say, just to be, I don't know, where the people are, if they are born, let's say, in Great Britain. But the idea is I wasn't focusing on my improvement every single day. I was focusing on the results. And that's I think my biggest mistake too, that the journey is the key. Filming the journey is the key, and filming it the way it is, with no filters, like raw like this video. Because the idea that once you see your videos back then, like let's say a video a year from now, right? A video 1 year ago, a video half a year ago, but then if you have multiple of them, you can see how slowly but confidently, that's most important, confidently you really developed. And that's something I do miss. And I do miss because I never recorded that amount of videos for me to rewatch. And now when I open some videos I have in English, back then when I was 15 or when I was 17 and 20, I see that, well, you just thought of documenting your journey differently. Your focus, your attention was a little bit on other stuff. And right now, recording this video, starting the blog, I am realizing that I am happy to be here to document my journey with every single video, by talking to a camera, by sharing my knowledge, because that's something that really brings joy once you realize it's not about you being weak when you record, when you document. It's about you seeing your progress, you having the proof of you learning, of you improving, of you doing sports. And I wish I could record more videos, but unfortunately I have the amount of them which is not really I think, I don't really know how many videos I have actually, but still they are the reminders of me and of my behavior back then when I was a teenager. And nowadays, I'm really grateful that I came into this insight. I understood that documenting is not weakness. Documenting is not about being perfect. It's just being who you are and accepting this. That's the most important part, really accepting that moment. And then using this kind of information as a fuel to make you move forward, to make you, or maybe fly forward, because I think once you realize this, it gives you a lot of energy, because you're stopping thinking about, okay, I just need one more trial, I just need one more try to do something and so on. You just accept, yeah, maybe today I'm not good, and that's okay. Maybe tomorrow is going to be fine, or maybe it's going to be better within 6 months from now, let's say. Because once you start documenting, it's not about posting, it's just about documenting. You realize that you're not going to be the same person 6 months from this moment, a year from now. You're going to be very different. But once you try doing something, documenting, and using this as a fuel, because that's something that stays in the past, but you have a privilege of having this piece of past into your hand because you have a smartphone, let's say, and you can always go back in time, and that's something that will motivate you move forward. Because once you focus on yourself, once you see your result, because you will definitely see them if you move forward, that's obvious, I guarantee that will motivate you to move even forward, to move even further, because that's what I'm doing with my blog. And I do see how much progress I'm getting with every single video, and that's something really incredibly crazy. I'm so grateful, and I do wish you to realize that. Maybe you were thinking back then, as I did, that it's just not good to accept who you are in this, at this moment, your point A. But if we change our attitude to it, if we change attitude to filming, to accepting our point A, it's going to be definitely easy to move forward. And I do wish and I do want you to realize that as early as possible, because for me it took quite a lot of years, but I'm really grateful that now I see this and I realize that. So that's the video, and I will appear in such horizontal videos more and more, but definitely not every single day because it takes a lot of time. But that's something that really inspires me, and teaching you, sharing my experience, I don't know, that's something really incredible. I believe that in the future definitely there's going to be more videos about learning Spanish, about learning like English languages, but for now I'm just sharing these thoughts I have in my heart, some realizations, and I think that maybe it's going to be useful for you too. Who knows? Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you're interested, hit the subscribe button, because I would be really grateful to see you in my next videos. And I wish you to have a lovely day, productive day, and I see you in the next video. Enjoy your day.